Okay. Hard to really talk a lot right now because people around standing around. Obviously, it's been a very, very difficult week. My prayers and thoughts to the Kramer family, and that's the way that is. And so we'll practice and maybe tell a story or two, or I don't know. I didn't really prepare anything. I just to see how things go. Got to watch the approaches tonight as far as bowling concerns. It's raining out, so we'll see what happens with that. Okay. It's not too bad. All right, so I got the lanes looking similar to what they were last year, or last week, I mean. And so we'll see how I bowl. So far, I'm leaving a lot of 10 pins in practice. So see what happens. I was going to use a 6-pound ball tonight, but I changed my mind. I was also doing that a lot in practice. I can't get loose for some reason. See how many frames it takes me to get a little looser. That's what I was doing. I'll tell a short, maybe a long Jim Cramer story because Jim Cramer's on my mind. He's been on my mind for the last 7 days. Can't help it. It's the way it is. When I first moved here, I came from North Carolina, and I was like 50-50 on bowling. I really was ready to give up. And what happened was, one day I just happened to stop by Kingpin after they first opened. I guess that's the year they first opened, 1988. That's when I came here, right? No, I'm not up yet. Anyway, so someone named Charlie Cohen was at the front desk. I never met him before, because I just moved here, right? So I get a lane, 2 lanes, I don't remember. I had one bowling ball that I brought from North Carolina, and when they first opened, Kingpin had a gutter shot, and this gutter shot was just unbelievable. I shoot 800 bowling 3 games without practice. I forget 8 something, right off the gutter, playing a 2-3 board. I can't miss, right? Charlie Cohen's asking me if I'm bowling in a league, and I'm like, no, no, I'm not. Well, give me your name. I said, all right. I gave him my name and number just because. I said, but really, if you need a sub or something, call me. But I could bowl. I don't want to bowl. I want to bowl. I don't want to bowl. Whatever. So Charlie Cohen calls me a couple weeks later. We need a bowler. Wednesday night majors, South Jersey majors, Wednesday night Kingpin. So exciting, I'm almost up. I can't believe it. You know, this is going to be... this is going to be a tough capture tonight. Hold on.
How's it going this week so far?
So far, so good. I was telling him, I said, I had like one of the worst nights of my life this week.
Okay. Boy, you leave this thing going for 8 or 10 minutes. It wants to shut itself off. Anyway, that was a decent shot. I got footing problems here, and it's hard to see me bowling and the pins. I know. Let's go over here for the other lane. It's only getting worse. Well, it's just going to be a tough night. So anyway, Charlie calls me. I bowl the next Wednesday night, and I'm shooting like 650 or 660. I don't remember exactly. We're bowling next to these guys I never saw before in my life. Some heavy-set left-hander with enormous talent, and another right-hander looks like he could be his younger brother. He looks good too, and this young kid with blonde hair that's just throwing down the middle. I'm sorry, Gary Blight Jr., but that's what you were doing. So we're getting done. Who comes up to me? Jim Kramer. Hi, I'm Jim Kramer. You want to go to the Tilton Inn and eat? Yes, I'll go to the Tilton Inn and eat. I knew the Tilton Inn. I grew up here. I knew what that was. So we went to Tilton Inn and ate with Tim, Jim, and Gary Blight Jr. Then I found out the motive. Well, one of the motives, you know. Do you want to bowl Tuesday night at Harbor? Tuesday nights at Harbor, we have a good league. Yes. I thought I didn't have any money back then, so it was tough for me to bowl, but I found a way to do it. Let me look. I'll be up soon enough. So that's how I met Jim Kramer. And out of the three of them, it's Jim Kramer that came up to me, shook my hand, and introduced himself. So that's one Jim Kramer story, and I'm happy it's not much of a story, but I'm happy to relate it anyway because I want to. Oh, he chopped it. Let's see if I can get the ball out to target this time on this lane. I'm still not loose. All right, I got that ball too long and too hard, and because I'm afraid of the split. Just a natural reaction. Okay. All right, I moved everything back to the right, like I started out last week. It's funny because a lot of times when the lanes are hooking here, I have that slow shot towards the left. But then again, a lot of times when I've gone to that slow shot, it's been late in the night after the shot kind of develops in a different way. So maybe playing farther to the right, like I just. By the way, I just barely got the 7 and the 9 pin out, so good on me. But so maybe that shot to the left, slow and left, isn't quite there when the back ends are still really fresh. So we'll see what happens with that. That was like a comedy of errors that turned into a drama. Or what? It turned into a Three Stooges shot. Let's see. I went a little too fast. I'm trying to pick up my speed as I go to the right. I stood in the same spot as the other lane, by the way. Then I dropped it and I tugged it at border 2 and straight to the pocket. Location, location, location. You know how rare it is for me to carry that 10 pin? Rare. I got that right on the edge of glory. Anyway, to the edge of the weeds there. That one could have overreacted and left the Greek church. I got it to the right, just barely in the zone enough. All right, Brian's on a 5 or 6 bagger.
No, I'm gonna leave like a solid 9.
Wow, another 10 point cut out. That's strange. Alright, that was just very, very slightly slow. I'm not really unhappy with that shot. It's not that bad. Alright, here's my stereotypical 227. I dropped both of those shots in the last frame. But still a decent game.
No, we got 12 minutes.
Well, I am not particularly sharp today, so it's one of those. I got to play the percentages kind of nights. Try to hit the pocket and see what the carry brings me. On the other hand, Brian shot 290. 290, so nice going, Brian.
Right, he get away with you.
I wanted to get up flusher to the pocket, and so I 100% my fault. I moved the board right. Boy, one board moves, I'll tell you. Not like it used to be in the old days. And of course, it's on the left lane, which in this house, when you're playing outside towards 7, 8 board, whatever, all the left lanes hook more. On the other lane, I probably could have gotten away with that shot. That's such an ironic thing. So that's another part of me not being sharp. Now I got to catch up to an open again to get to 220. Or more, or less. So good luck. We're all counting on you. Jerry's got an out of range here, so I guess the guy's back there. He's right on that job. I mean, anytime there's an out of range or a ball stuck or something, it's always fixed within 5-10 minutes. Don't worry, you can't worry about it. Well, of course, Jerry's going to stand right in front of it. So, I'm loading up. I'm uploading a couple of little hindsight stories about the barometer game. So I know you want to hear about the barometer game. So stay tuned.
I mean, I do too. There's a lot of jumping. You gotta go through the dark. Well, not jump.
One game I was
Regularly, and you get it for $9.99. You know, you're like looking at it like, really? Is it really $700? Maybe it is. I know it says a carrot. What is it? You know, it's one carrot, one carrot, and one carrot. Or one.
Oh boy, that had nothing to do with the lane. That was 100% me. Just not sharp tonight. But I still think I'm going to play the percentages and try to get my target, not target, my barometer setting. 639 to 699 would be par. But anyway, let's go back to 19. First of all, the biggest positive change that I've made in the last year or two has been to move up on the approach. For 3-4 years there, ever since I started bowling at Mousetrap, I'm not down at Mousetrap. I love Mousetrap. I love the league. I like the people. And I like the jukebox. So what else could you have? But anyway, moving back on the approach absolutely virtually killed my game for like good 3 years, 2-3 years, whatever. Even carried over to Kingpin. I even said, here's a little side Jim Cramer story. Oh, I like this. Didn't even think of this before. One night, even Chris Miller might have overheard this. I can't remember. One night at Kingpin, I said to Jim Cramer, does it seem like these dots are off? because it seems like we're so far back from the foul line. Now, 2, 3 years in hindsight, I know that I was standing too far back on the approach. Let me bowl.
Look like it's far away.
No, because I zoom it in.
Okay,
It looks a little better. Oh, that was hilarious, though. Brian says, "Am I in your way when I stand up?" And I said, "Yeah, but don't worry about it. You're shooting 290. You're holding me up and the whole team up. We're good. I'm not bothering you." So, so on that shot, I got to start making a move on that lane because that was not as horrible of a shot as a 4-pin, and a high 4-pin. Oh, he carries. He started leaving the corners this game after the 290. Put your foot up. I like it when you put your foot up there. I gotta pick on him now. All right, I'll go back to the barometer shot story, and moving up on the approach story, which is probably lame, but I'm lame, so deal with it. In about 1982, 1983, I bowled with a person who just never would give advice about bowling, and he bowled on tour for a while. He was a really good bowler. The only piece of Rich Bennett. Okay, the only piece of advice he ever tried to give me was, if I were you, I would move up on the approach. 1982, 1983. And even back then, even when I was farther up on the approach, like back then, I wasn't as far up as I am now, today. Let's fast forward to about 1989, 1990. Casey Lomtev. Just a great guy, ball driller. Let me look. All right, I'm not up yet. Darn the luck for you. Casey Lomtev. He didn't say anything about how far back I was on the approach. He says, when you get in trouble because you're lunging forward from the waist. You're too far bent over from the waist. Well, what I've learned in the last little while is when I'm too far over from the waist, it's because I'm trying to overstep the last step because I'm too far back on the approach. So, I mean, sometimes you find things just to back up your own theories. Sometimes other people try to teach you and don't listen. It's called stubbornness. All right, that was okay. I think it was a little slow, and plus I might do to move my feet a half forward left from there. The other lane, I'm definitely moving left from where I was. Yeah, so anyway, this is the barometer shot. A lot of 2T, I'm going to say it over and over. A lot of 2Ts, 220s, 230s, 240s will be shot in the next couple months. This game here could be a 180 very easily. I'm not really sharp, so let's see what happens. Boy, does that aggravate me. I just made a board move with my left with my feet. I got it in the oil more. You saw it went right through the brake. I suppose this is a time where, on that lane, I've got to make the move left into the oil more and throw it the slow way. I mean, I was talking about that at the very beginning of the first game, how that shot seems like to not be there. It's probably there now. Everything I said is probably going to come true. It's like I'm psychic. We'll see. I don't see much of a reason to move on that lane yet. I moved the half board like I said I was gonna do, but this other lane I'm just gonna make the major move and cross my fingers and see what happens. And there it was. I moved to the exact same spot that I moved to last week. Exact same spot with my feet. It's amazing how that shot develops late. But I still can't move there on the other lane yet.
It's that one, and I hit one last game. Was it 4-7? It fucking karate chopped the 4 around the 7 instead of hitting it into it.
Wow, that barely held. Okay. It's either move another half board on that lane or make the major move I'm leaning towards the half board move on that particular lane. Yeah, I saved that game up to 203 is all. But the first ball I did what I wanted to, and then I moved a half a board on the second shot, and plus I threw it a little right and a little slow, so I got the overreaction. But I'm in the right zone on that lane now. See, now the zone I'm in on that lane, I tucked that aboard and it stayed right to the pocket. I'm just going to go ahead and move in on the other lane too. Maybe I'll get sharp throwing up my slow speed.
Thanks, man.
Yikes. Wasn't that an A+ reaction? Well, I don't know what, like next week the lane starts the same. I don't know when in the 3 games to move in and play that shot. That's like my favorite shot there. If I can't have a shot in between the 3rd and 4th arrow. I love playing 17-18 board, but you don't get leagues like that anymore, which is a shame.
said where I wanted it, and it just didn't move.
I did everything I wanted to do on that shot. That lane, it's funny because this is similar to last week on 5 and 6. Outside in the weeds, lane 7, just like lane 5, hooks more. When you move inside, 5 and 7 are both tighter than 6 and 8, which is like really strange. Really strange. That ball wants to go longer on that lane than it does on lane 8 in that spot on the lane. It's really interesting. That was my fault. I tugged that ball left and really tried for all its life to stay right there. I'm in a good spot on that lane if I could just execute shots. The other lane, the one time I did try to move half a board right off of where I'm playing, I tripped the 4-9. I tripped the 4-9 both out on the fill ball in 10th frame. So I really don't want to move back right. What I do want to do is actually throw it slightly slower to either that to try to nip the 10 pin out, or move a little bit left and try my Tom Baker shot, hitting him light in the pocket. I love the Tom Baker reference. All right, so here we go with. Now remember, this is coming from me. Coming from me, I moved. Just to grab hold of something now. I moved 3/4 of a board left with my feet. I'm ill. You take that into consideration. I'm not correct here. 3/4 of a board left. Because I'm Ray Bluth, I split boards. I'm Charlie Fano. I can hit a cockroach walking down at 62 feet in the pin deck. All right, I lied. Poker's a liar's game. Maybe I could stretch it in the bowling a little bit. Anyway, and I threw it slower, and it went dead flush. No Tom Baker shot, but if I make a mistake, I could get a Tom Baker shot in there. All right, that time I still got a little bit left, but I can't call that a Tom Baker shot at all because the one pin was so far to the left, the pocket was so wide open. I can't give anybody, even myself, credit for that. I give the racket credit for that. Yeah, you see why I got to measure off quarters of boards, because I leave stuff like that. Yeah, how do we like the Stone 7 now? That ball there, I can't throw a ball any better than that. You know, that was a very pure shot. That's the one I missed to the right a little bit, and it comes back too far, and I'm just not tripping 4 pins from there.
Would have just gone home, yeah.
I'm just that much.
Not yet. Can you still two?
Nothing good.
227, 657, I believe. Right in the barometer range. Yeah. All right. I'm in everybody's way. And I think we're going to have a fast exit tonight, so I better get off of this and get going. Lanes 9 and 10 next week, as far as I know. Now I'm moving more because I can. All right, I got to go keep scores because nobody else is doing it. I'm like Sam Drucker in Hootersville. I do everything. All right, till next week. Let the sadness of this last week bring happiness to you the rest of your life. Good night.